Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, y'all. Get 'em, Mo. So, let's get into this front page news. Vice President Kamala Harris and her new running mate are on the campaign trail. Speaking from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Harris called out former President Donald Trump. Let's hear more from VP Harris at her rally in Wisconsin.
So this is a fight to make real the promise of America for every person in our nation. And also, I'll tell you, and I promise you, our campaign's going to reach out to everyone, from red states, from blue states, from the heartland to the coast. This campaign is not just about us versus Donald Trump. It's about two very different visions for our nation. Donald Trump handpicked 3 members of the United States Supreme Court, the court of Thurgood and RBG, because he intended for them to overturn Roe v. Wade. And as he intended, they did.
So, later on in the date, Harris also joined Tim Walz for another rally in Detroit at the Detroit Metro Airport. Now, she told supporters there is a lot on the line in the November election and added that when we fight, we will win. She seemingly also had to fight against some protesters in the crowd. Let's hear more from Harris in Detroit.
He intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. He intends to surrender our fight against the climate crisis. And he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking.
I like the way she handled that. I mean, that's honestly how she'd be snapping at me. But, that's the real Vice President Kamala Harris right there. And that's what we need to see. I also like seeing her go off script because, she's been saying the same thing at all these rallies, and repetition is good. But because there's so much light on her, it just sounds like, she's repeating herself over and over. So it's good to see her go off script and, get at those individuals. Who was that? Was that people protesting against Israel?
Absolutely. Yes, it was.
Okay.
In fact, those were pro-Palestinian protesters. In fact, Detroit is home to a large number of Muslims and Arab Americans, many whom voted uncommitted in Michigan's Democratic primary last February in protest over Biden's position on the Gaza war. So just to give you some background context as to why people were protesting at her rally. Now, meanwhile, former President Trump weighed in on the Democratic ticket. Speaking to Fox and Friends, Trump said Harris's choice of Governor Walz as her running mate is great for his campaign. Let's hear from the former president.
He's a very, very liberal man, and he's a shocking pick, and I'm thrilled. I could not be more thrilled. There's never been a ticket like this. This is a ticket that would want this country to go communist immediately, if not sooner. We want no security. We want no anything. He's very heavy into transgender. Anything transgender he thinks is great. You wouldn't feel very comfortable if you're in Israel right now with this team. This is the worst team ever assembled for a Jewish person or for Israel.
Yeah, so he doubled down on the belief that Harris didn't pick Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro as her running mate because he's Jewish. And they were afraid that that would offend some people. So those were Trump's thoughts.
I'm telling you, you got to watch Fox News. I've been watching Fox News the last 2 days. I mean, I watch all the news networks, but they are so hilarious. Like, I mean, they say that the Democrats are anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish. Tim Walz is a far-left lunatic who wants open borders, who wants to chemically castrate your kids, let men play women's sports, and put tampons in men's bathrooms. They call him Tampon Timmy.
Tampon.
Oh, my gosh. You know what else you should watch?
What?
You know what else? The NFL, it's back today. Preseason 1 kicks off today with the New England.
Are there tampons in the men's locker rooms, though? That's what I need to know.
Maybe. It depends what state they're playing in.
Right, exactly, Envy. So, yes. Preseason week 1 kicks off today with the New England Patriots hosting the Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants hosting the Detroit Lions. Just to note, guys, the Giants and the Lions actually have been having joint practices. The two teams were both fined $200,000 by the NFL for fighting during those joint practices. Sources say more than a dozen scuffles took place over the 2-day joint practice. So the NFL reminded all teams in a memo that is unprofessional conduct and it will not be tolerated. Both games start at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. Preseason 1 continues with 3 games on Friday, 9 games on Saturday, and 2 on Sunday. So, yeah.
Well, the preseason doesn't officially start until August 11th when the mighty Dallas Cowboys play at
right,
4:30 p.m. against the Los Angeles Rams.
Okay.
You know, because you know what we doing this year? You know what them Dallas Cowboys doing this year.
They're not doing nothing.
We going to the Super Bowl.
Next hour. He's delirious right
We
now.
going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah, I'll talk to y'all in a bit. We got to
All right,
get
thank
this
you so
guy
much.
put away.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Yeah, so President Biden, he's weighing in on the ticket. In fact, he says he doesn't have faith that a peaceful transfer of power will happen if former President Trump loses the election. Biden made the remark in an interview with CBS News set to air and in full on CBS Sunday morning. Let's hear more from President Biden.
Trump loses, I'm not confident at all. He means what he says. We don't take him seriously. He means it. All the stuff about if we lose, there'll be a bloodbath. Look what they're trying to do now in the local election districts where people count the votes. They're putting people in place in states that they're going to count the votes, right? You can't love your country only when you win.
I've been saying this for weeks. Y'all don't listen to me because I got a list. You will have Trump's cronies all around the country who will refuse to certify the results of the election. You have a Supreme Court that Trump handpicked 3 far-right judges on. And in light of all the Supreme Court's recent rulings, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do if Trump loses in November and then Trump challenges the results of the election? What do you think the Supreme Court is going to do?
Overturn it, like you said. No, but seriously, you have been saying things, and don't be so down on yourself because you're saying stuff and then stuff is happening. So keep talking. The president did refer to the comments that Trump made back in March while talking about economic policy, saying that in the following months that he would accept the results of the election if it was, quote, fair, legal, and a good election. So yeah.
And when he just told all those folks, vote for me this one last time, you'll never have to vote again. I'm telling you, the GOP has it fixed to where either when they lose elections, the elections are rigged, the elections weren't fair, or they win. That's it. Those are the 2 options for them.
All right. Well, switching gears in other news, more details are surfacing surrounding the Sonia Massey case, the Black woman who was shot and killed by a former sheriff's deputy in her home in Illinois. Now, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says he is disappointed with the answers Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell has given for why the deputy who shot and killed Sonia Massey was even hired without knowing his background. Let's hear more from Governor Pritzker.
The way in which this deputy sheriff was hired, the background should have been taken into account. The way he was hired is an enormous question mark.
Yeah, so records show that the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office was the 6th Illinois Police Department that Grayson had worked for in less than 4 years. In an interview last week with ABC News, Campbell called Grayson's career path a plus and noted that he didn't have any use of force complaints against him prior to being hired. Now, Grayson faces 3 counts of first-degree murder in the shooting of Sonia Massey. And of course, switching gears to Team USA and Team USA news, the United States continue to collect hardware at the 2024 Paris Olympics in track and field. Quincy Hall won his first career Olympic medal after taking gold in the men's 400-meter final. Kenneth Roques won silver in the 300-meter steeplechase, and Katie Moon captured silver in the women's pole vault final. Now, U.S. women's basketball beat Nigeria 88-74 in the quarterfinals of the Olympics, extending their winning streak to 59 games. Asia Wilson led all scorers with 20 points and 11 rebounds for a double-double, and Team USA will take on Australia in the semifinals on Friday. And the U.S. women's soccer will play for gold after defeating Germany 1-0 in the semifinals of the women's soccer tournament. The match went in extra time with Sophia Smith breaking the scoreless tie in the 95th minute. The U.S. will now battle Brazil. Good luck on that for the gold medal on Saturday. Did you guys know that Dennis Rodman's daughter, Trinity Rodman, is on that team?
I had no idea.
Busy. Absolutely.
That's so cool, right?
She plays soccer.
Of course, Team USA will be we have claimed 94 medals total, which includes Games best 27 medals with just 4 days left in the Olympics. So keep in mind that if you download the free iHeartRadio app, it features hourly updates and highlights of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. That's your front page news. You guys got any questions?
All right.
No, you covered a lot, Morgan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So if you want some more, you can hit me on social at Morgan Media, and of course, more news coverage at the Black Information Network, BINnews.com.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.